Hey guys, Lisa Ann here. Today I wanted to talk about overtraining and the effects it can have on our body, and we may not even notice. So before the pandemic began, I was struggling to put on any muscle mass. I was lifting 5 days a week. I was doing cardio almost every day, and I could not get my muscle mass to get over 104 pounds. So my muscle mass was just there, and I was working so extremely hard, and I didn't understand why that was going on. So obviously when the quarantine hit, I wasn't in the gym every day, so I had to really be resourceful, doing body weight exercises as well as getting a lot of rest. That's something that I am very guilty of, is being somewhat of an extremist workaholic. Don't tell anyone. So I got a lot of rest. I think, obviously it was easy to rest because things were so overwhelming that it was like one of those situations where I really wanted to rest. And so, I started with my new coach, and we really got everything dialed in for me. And the amazing part, for me anyways, was about 2 months into the quarantine, I went ahead and I taught my mom how to measure my body fat. And that was an interesting experience. I wish I would have videotaped that because it was kind of humorous. But she did it. She'll do anything for me, so I appreciated her help. And I made her do it several times so we can make sure it was accurate. But the amazing thing is that I actually gained 10 pounds of muscle during the quarantine, as well as lost body fat. Now, most people would say, well, how did that happen? And for me, it was definitely a mind, I don't want to say the F word, but a mind, you know what I'm going to say, mind. And it really opened my eyes to realize that I was overtraining and I wasn't getting enough rest. I wasn't practicing the best schedule for my results that I was seeking. So I'm here to tell you that yes, it's important to lift weights. Yes, it's important to do cardio. Yes, it's important to eat right. But at the same time, we have to have grace for ourselves. And sometimes when we think we're failing, we're actually stretching further to reach our goals. And what I mean by that is sometimes when we can have grace with ourselves, like let's say I've been in this position so many times where it's like I want to work out, but my body's just tired and I'm trying to push myself to work out when in reality I just need rest. So I am learning along this journey to acknowledge when that is happening versus letting it like define my progress, thinking like, oh, well, if I miss this workout today, that means that I'm not as dedicated, or I'm not really trying, or I'm not going to reach my goal. And that's just not the truth. That's a lie. And so we have to not only learn how to have grace with ourselves, but also one of the big realizations for myself was to recognize when I'm overtraining and when I'm doing a little bit too much and the effects it has on my body. So I went from 104 pounds of muscle mass to now I'm at 115 pounds of muscle mass. And I don't think I've ever had that much muscle. So I'm really excited by that. The other thing too is my body fat went down from 21% pre-quarantine. 21% is not where I'm my most happiest, but it is what it is. So my body fat now, the last time I checked, is around 16%. And so people will say, well, how did you gain muscle and you lost fat? Well, it's because the muscle will actually replace fat. If you are dieting correctly and you are working out correctly and really dialed in on your program, you will not necessarily lose weight. The scale is a liar, so you cannot define your progress based off of the scale. Something that my coach told me that was profound is, if you're going to try to be the same body weight all the time, you're really not making progress. So it's very important, especially as a competitor, to make sure that you are building muscle each time you compete. So you're not going to always be the same stage weight, and to think that you will be is quite ludicrous, but it's also damaging to our mindset. So I'm here to tell you that, just because things may have changed as far as the freedom of being able to work out. I know some people don't even want to go to the gym because they can't wear a mask while they work out. So just know that there are other things you can do. I have a YouTube channel with lots of workouts that are free to anyone, and all you need are some dumbbells and some motivation. So I hope this gives you some inspiration, just as far as, you know, really giving ourselves grace. If we're in a mindset of, I'm not making progress, I'm failing, I'm not doing well enough, I'm not achieving my goal, that's exactly what you're going to manifest. But instead, you can just treat yourself like, you know, the most valuable person in your life, because that really is the truth. And if you can acknowledge when you need rest and take it, acknowledge when you need a cheat meal and take it, and acknowledge, like in my situation, when I was overtraining, I didn't even realize I was overtraining. But I recognize that now, and so now I can be more mindful going forward. And that doesn't mean that, you know, I won't still work out in the gym or do cardio or any of that. It's just finding a balance, and that's something that I've definitely struggled with, but I'm learning how to do it. And recognize too for yourselves that learning to work with our body is a process. It is not something that just comes easily, especially for women. I feel like we are taught a lot of bullshit growing up when we're socialized. So being able to recognize that and realize, like, hey, you know what, I am making progress. And that's why I'm a stickler for tracking, not because I want my clients or myself to be obsessive compulsive, even though we might be, but I think it's important to give yourself a reality check of, like, no, I am making progress, or no, I'm not really doing what I should be doing, and I know that. So when we can be conscious and real with ourselves, we take the emotionality out of fitness, you know. And that's why I love bodybuilding, because it teaches me to not be emotional about my body, but instead be rational and logical and determined. And also appreciate where I am along the journey, because that is something that I've learned as well. Is, you know, it really sucks to get to a goal and not give yourself credit and recognize that, like, hey, I reached this and I'm proud of myself. So recognize when you do something right, more so than when you criticize yourself for what you think you're not doing right. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I really wanted to share this because it inspired me personally, and I've been doing fitness professionally for almost 10 years now. So it definitely helped me recognize, like, okay, Lisa, you're getting there, you know. And I have big goals and big dreams, and I hope you do too, because life is too damn short to have mediocre dreams, friends, or just environments. You know, you have to break free and realize that I always say this, you are the master of your universe. You decide. And with that, I'll say, I hope you guys are well, and take care. Bye.